Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Charcha with the Chichaas. Prashant, say hello.
Hello.
So today we have another special guest for you. This time without any audio interference, or so we can say as such. It's from the first show itself. One and only Mr. Aldridge W or D. Aldridge D. D'Souza, right?
D.
Yeah,
D'Souza.
Aldridge D. D'Souza. Every time it's W for me. I don't know why.
As you've got the entire college to call me bro.
Bro, the real pro. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Aldridge D. D'Souza. For you.
Bro.
Good to have you
There's
back.
a bro.
Thank you, Prashant and Eric. I love
How are you?
Surviving.
Status surviving.
Yeah, status surviving. Status, fortunately, no COVID yet. Status, working with all precautions. Status, wondering what to do next in life with once COVID ends.
Yeah.
Yep. It's like a huge checklist that's just come out over here. What should I do next?
Yeah.
What? I miss normal life. What is normal life anymore?
Anymore. Yeah. The definition of normal has changed now.
Yep.
Even
Everyone
so,
calls it-
even so more than the last time, since the last time we spoke.
Yeah. Do you
but-
think things can go back to normal now? Like, as in, things would change, right? It won't go back. We have to, this would be
Forward.
the new normal kind
Forward. Yeah, it's always
of.
forward.
We will meet as in person and stuff, but this would be more common rather than anything, right? Zoom calls and
Yes.
or more convenient in many ways, don't you feel?
Hard to say because if the entire education system has moved online,
No.
there's nothing left that's not affected by the COVID scenario.
Yeah. So in an education environment, okay, when it's offline, a teacher is in the class. There are 60 students around, and there are so many factors involved. The teacher can control the class. The energy is different, along with friends, you can learn more, I feel. But when the camera is switched off and your microphone is on mute, and the teacher is just teaching, mostly in the first 5 minutes you switch off yourself, and then
Yeah.
you're on Instagram.
Yeah.
Isn't
Right.
that the truth?
Yeah, the fun part, okay, in school days, I think if you were caught talking in class, you'd be kicked out of the class with your
Yeah.
friend. And, there'd be that aspect of shame, like, oh, I'm out of class. Now, what if the
Yes.
super comes and sees me?
Oh,
What if the
right.
principal comes and sees me? And right now, okay, because it's online, the max the teacher is going to do is probably mute you.
Mute you. Yeah. The
Yeah.
max. Yeah.
And the max the teacher is going to do is mute you. And the worst thing that the teacher can do is kick you out of class.
Yeah.
And if your parents come and be like, oh, there's no class today, you can just say, oh, network connection issues. The teacher did not know how to figure out their subscription ending,
Yeah.
and your parents will believe you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so many other factors as well, like bore ho raha tha lecture mein or something like that. But that also has to have a different dynamic. When it's offline, you can have a 50-minute lecture, but when it's online, it's very hard to hold a 50-minute lecture because
it's
utna
tough.
der screen, like in front of a screen, we are always used to having the dopamine effect. We need that constant hit every second wherein we are getting entertained. If you are not entertained on TV, we can change the channel. On YouTube, we can change the video. But here, it's not the scene like that. Here, you have to sit 50 minutes, and that's why you switch off in the first 5 minutes because of the duration that we have been put in
Yeah.
front of the screen. That's why.
I think Netflix has ruined life for all of us.
And YouTube.
Yeah, like growing up in the 90s and early 2000s when you didn't have great
You
internet.
sound like an uncle.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Eric, you grew
मेरे
up in
जमाने मेरे जमाने में you started with that.
Exactly, but think about it, okay? Like both of us grew up in the early 2000s when we had crappy internet.
Me too.
Exactly,
Yeah.
crappy internet. YouTube was just launched, so there was nothing good on
One
it.
video would take 1 hour to buffer.
Buffer.
Exactly.
Yes,
Like
Raja.
a 3-minute video, a song would take so much time just to play. That
Yeah,
in the
you know,
2010s and 8s, I'm saying. That's when I started using internet properly, I feel.
Exactly. And so we grew up with a bit of patience where we were like, okay, if this takes half an hour, I can wait for it to happen. But I really don't know how the kids these days who have access to instant changing content, like how do you make education interesting for them?
Yep.
Yeah. With the rapid
And
change,
Like
with the rapid change in likes and dislikes, and that's one of
like
the
even
most
in
challenging
songs,
things. Even
even
songs,
even in
yeah.
song, like
even in
songs right now
songs,
See
have
the
a
genre of
formula.
songs. See
Songs
the
have
genre of songs
no, no,
which went and came
yes,
by, right?
songs have an algorithm around. That's why all the songs sound same. All the songs sound very similar. Da 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 da, da have a drop, and then go dum 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 dum.
yeah,
That's the basic.
there's this
Al-
thing
yeah,
called the most successful sample or something on 1 second, guys.
yeah. Okay, in
Where
3, 2, 1.
was
Okay.
Eric complaining about the same hip hop rap beats now?
Yeah, it depends on what kind of music you listen to, right? So if you're listening to most of the modern music, I mean, most of the mainstream modern music, it's all monotonous. It's all the same.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is.
It's
Very
It
it's
true.
is.
got the same flow, the same formula, the same bridges, the same structure,
Drop.
the same drops and all. Yeah. But if you go
Because
back and listen to
it's
music, yeah, tell me.
because the so you can say the labels don't allow you to create your own music, because they say if this formula is working, keep at it.
Yes. Yes.
No
Just
need
like
to
in
change
content,
about.
just like in content, right? Just like in
Yeah, yeah, just
YouTube, you
like in
have a
content.
formula. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah,
So that's the
and
say. That's the problem there.
yeah, and I've moved on to indie music, independent labels.
Yes. Yes. One of the best
Uh,
things to do.
One of the best
Yeah.
things to do. And when I was in the US, there was a very active indie scene, and it was very encouraging. You know, like you could go down to at least 5 venues on a Saturday night, and you'd always have local bands playing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
And if you go to see in Bombay, it was only Hard Rock Cafe that used to allow it
Right.
to happen.
Right. Hmm.
And then you had now you have like at least 3, 4 good places. Like you've got Stables,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong,
Hmm.
that I've had friends who have performed and all. So it's probably a developing scene.
Hmm.
And what's surprising is that India had a better indie music scene in the 90s
Hmm. Close to the 90s and 2000s. Right. Right. Yeah.
than when
Everybody after the which
I
movie
mean,
was it? R. Madhavan's movie. Madhavan's movie.
uh,
Uh,
which one was it? रहना है तेरे दिल में.
हाँ,
रहना है.
रहना है
Okay.
तेरे.
Uh-huh.
In that also they had a band.
2001. Uh-huh.
2001. Yeah.
Haris Jayaraj was
It
the
was
music director, right? Of course, they'll have a
it
band
was a
there.
pretty good movie. Like different songs. Like if I can remember a different album in the last decade, two albums only stood out basically. That was one was Ashiki 2's album, and the other one was Eh Dil Hai Mushkil's album. Those were the
Okay.
basically two albums that
Hmm.
actually stood out in the music scene. So
Hmm.
yeah, indie music does give you a lot of
If you
different
go back to the
genres
90s and 2000s, I guess Lucky Ali was one of those indie musicians who faded out. I mean, but his music
He
today,
he didn't fade out. I mean, he's got great music, but then if your
yes,
recording company goes like
right,
your album will only send so many thousand copies because the youth of today are not going to listen to this music.
yes,
I'll
yes.
tell you a fun fact about Lucky Ali. I met him.
Okay.
I met him and he handed me the keys of my car.
Whoa. Okay. How did that go about?
Um, I walked into the Honda showroom and I was like, I want the first Civic that comes out of the factory.
Acha. Okay. Uh-huh.
And they were like, sir, unfortunately, the first Civic is not the color you want, but we can give you the first Civic in the Western line.
Acha. Okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. And I think 1 week before I was supposed to take delivery or something, on a Friday, I was in Palghar, and at 1 o'clock, the sales rep called me. He's like, sir, we need you to be in Kurla at 7 p.m. today.
Acha. Okay.
And I just looked at I was like, okay, you want me to be in Kurla? Why Kurla? I spent 4 years of my life there to stay. Like, so lucky he's giving you the keys to your car.
Oh. Okay. Uh-huh.
My first reaction was like, all right, who do I take along? And called my mom and said, Mom, we're going. So his live concerts are even more amazing than his recorded music. His voice is not
Yes.
auto-tuned.
Yes. And his sense of music is not your average Bollywood music. His sense of music goes way, way deeper, way, way beyond that.
Way deeper,
Yeah.
way deeper. Talking about music, guys, if anyone is really into music and is one of those people who goes like, I will not listen to MP3s, I will listen to FLACs and AACs and uncompressed music, and I kid you not, I would recommend one of these.
Okay, what is that? Acha.
It's called digital to analog converter.
Okay.
So you plug one end into the computer
Okay.
or your phone
Okay.
and plug your earphones into the other end.
Okay. You can
So
connect the
what-
average earphones?
You can connect the average earphones.
Okay. Uh-huh.
What it does is, so all your sound chips don't have enough of power to drive your earphones,
Right.
Yeah.
especially on phones.
Yes. Got you.
And all MP3 songs, okay, thank God, praise Apple Music for AAC.
Are super compressed.
Yeah, all MP3 songs will suddenly start sounding washed out once you start using one of these.
Right. Oh, okay.
And there are plenty of good ones at a very good bargain basement price. Like there are ones which are like, okay, 1,50,000, but those are the kinds that you use in auditoriums to make sure that the sound reproduction is spot on.
Right.
But you get cheap ones for like 1,999 and 2,999, and they last long. If you love your music, if you have a decent pair of earphones, maybe, I don't know, it would be great to maybe invest in one. And
I mean,
use
if you're really into music, you're really into
Cassettes
the-
are making a comeback. Yeah, cassettes are making a comeback.
vinyl is making a comeback.
Yeah, like right now, people are going back.
Wow.
Okay,
People
so
are going.
in the US, in this year, vinyl has outsold CDs and cassettes combined.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And cassette sales have gone up 60% since lockdown. That's one of the companies the only company surviving, which made cassettes. I don't know
Really?
their name, but yeah, their
Yeah.
sales went up 60%.
Wow. The
Since
last
last
time
year.
I saw vinyl was
Everyone had
in
too much of
2000.
time throughout the lockdown, so they opened their houses. Oh God, they found their own walk.
Right.
Cassettes for this.
Right. They've
But
got the players.
The feeling of a cassette, okay, holding it, putting it in and pushing it.
Yes. And watching the
That-
strips, watching the film
Yeah.
strips go around.
Talking of that,
That's nostalgic.
I think all our professors should hold up a cassette and a pencil and ask the student in the viva,
yes.
What is
what
this?
is the relation?
100%. Yes.
If you know what the relation is, you're passing.
Passing. Yes.
If you know
What that is, what is dial-up internet is.
Yes.
all these things.
100%. Yes.
what is
brother.
what is a beeping modem? What is culture
Ah.
of having Internet Explorer whenever you grew up?
No, a beeping modem and like phone नहीं उठाना उस time पे.
हाँ.
That was one of the main things. Phone उठा लिया तो गया internet.
Absolutely, disconnect.
And like I was too small at that time, but I've heard so many podcasts and they say that it couldn't load so many images at that point. If one image got loaded, it was a huge deal. Okay, it was like watching a 1080p movie.
Acha.
That was how big of a deal it was if one picture got loaded. So that time the websites didn't have images and stuff. They only had texts that would come up because the bitrate was too slow. So yeah, we are going into too much nostalgia. Let's come into today. What is happening? Where people who are feeling nostalgic or should have been feeling nostalgic about their college are still in college and have no idea, are they going out, are they coming in, should they go out, should they not go out, because somebody is playing tennis with them.
It's
too
called
late.
you say that it's they're on the fence right now. They're sitting on the fence right now.
They're not even on the fence. Somebody's playing tennis with them. It's like Nadal and Federer. It's like too late, nahi too late, and nobody's dropping the ball. That's the problem. It seems like ये वाला rally गया, but still fourth year उधर ही चल रहा है अभी भी.
Fourth set is still going on.
Yeah.
what's that is going
Corona
on.
batch.
Corona batch.
So let's
Don't
talk
call
about
them that,
Corona
don't call
batch.
them that. We've got a lot of issues from calling them Corona batch. I just call them the MCQ batch now.
Yeah, it's almost there. It's almost MCQ. Right. Right.
It's not almost, it
Special
is
batch.
confirmed MCQ.
Acha, it's
It's
done?
only,
Okay.
it's done. It's confirmed MCQ.
But do you think that
Spe-
MCQs are a good way to make sure they qualify, to good way to good parameter of their qualification?
I mean, think of it this way. Most of your toughest subjects are in your second and third years.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And it's no longer like in 2015 when I graduated.
Mm-hmm.
The result of the final year combined, only the final year counted towards your grade.
Okay. Right.
So right now in this batch, I think after 2016 onwards, it was the average of all your semesters. So
Right.
from a result point of view, if you've been messing all around from 2016 when you got into college, in 2017 when you got into college,
Yeah.
if you've been messing all
तुम्हारे
around,
वैसे भी लग चुके हैं. Is what he's trying to say.
I'm not saying luck chuke. It's like you had 7 semesters before this to be serious, and doing it by MCQ. No, these kids should be happy that it's MCQ in the 8th semester so they can sail out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do feel
Yeah.
bad for the very studious kids who keep taking multiple supplements and unnerve everyone in the class, you know, like.
Like you.
I would like to put this on record that my handwriting is very small.
Okay. So you okay.
And I have only taken supplements for 3 of all the papers I have written in my entire being.
Okay.
Maths would be one of them.
No, small handwriting is equal to small equations.
Wow.
कुछ
Okay.
भी.
Wow.
कुछ भी.
Okay. I still remember this. We had a huge EVS assignment where we had to write almost 30 questions or something, or 35 questions. And the guy who
Gapchi नहीं
wrote
मारा.
it, what?
Gapchi. Like 30 में से 6 you didn't write.
The guy who wrote it in like 52 pages, and when I ended up writing, it was 36 pages or something.
Okay.
So
That's almost
not-
Gapchi.
No.
No.
I had even
Acha. You okay? That's natural
handwriting
Gapchi.
is small, dude.
natural Gapchi, 16 page smaller handwriting. So yeah, I used to never take supplements. One is because the first person to take a supplement, we would all just stare at the person and be like, "What is wrong with you?"
Right.
Either we are struggling to reach the end of the paper, as in end of the first answer booklet. And
Yeah.
now
First answer booklet छोड़ो, half page नहीं वहाँ. वो स्टेपलर जिधर लगा है वहाँ नहीं पहुँचा अभी तक. End of booklet तो वहाँ दूर की बात है.
yeah, but just for kicks, in the unit test, which were never counted for us except for the 2 or 3 internal marks,
Right.
I used to take supplements.
Yeah, unit test में I also took supplements for some reason.
No, because
right.
I used to take supplements for unit test because I guess it was some good percentage of our final report mark sheet or something like that. So I had to make sure I clear all my unit tests and all.
Yeah.
And even after
I
taking
only
so
got
many
one
supplements, I used to get passing marks, like half of the marks. So
Yeah, 8.
No, but for me,
10.
I used to do question 1A on one paper, question 1B on the next page.
yes,
question
me
1C
too.
on the third
Yes,
page.
100%. And a lot of my moderators used to get irritated कि ऐसा क्यों करता है, इतना सारा supplement लेता है तुम. I used to say, because my handwriting was bad, so I used to say this is the only way I can make my paper appear neat and tidy, you know. So that was my only reason.
My paper
Do you
is the
guys
worst
remember
to look
that I
at,
think
dude.
the year before last or last year, Thakur College B students wrote #one last time on one of their papers?
Acha, yeah, I know they wrote, but I don't know what
This was
happened.
in-
Don't bring back bad memories for me. So this time I entered college. Okay, the first day I entered college, I took a Insta story. I clicked. I'm like, one last time. खत्म, नहीं आने वाला मैं वापस जा रहा हूँ मैं. देखो नहीं दिखना शक्ल इसका. आया ही नहीं अभी तक नहीं आया है. It's
And
been
Corona just standing in one corner, like watching you
Oh
behind
my
from one of the
days.
seats.
Like there is
Ah.
something. It's like it's Karan Arjun for me. This college is Karan Arjun for me. You know, it's like मेरे Karan Arjun वापस आएंगे. It's like Eric वापस आएगा. It's written. लिखा गया है शास्त्रों में. It's that way. You know, I'm like now I'm living with the fact that मेरा इस college के
Perpetual
कभी
bond
relation
है.
खत्म ही नहीं होने वाला.
जन्म
हमेशा.
जन्म का है. जन्म का है आपका.
You're never going to leave that place. Don't worry.
Yeah, I've seen it go from 2 buildings to now. I don't know how many buildings are there in that campus right now. 7, 8,
Seven.
7 buildings. Jesus Christ. I saw it. मैं बच्चा था तब से देख रहा हूँ इसको. इतना सा था ये.
It's almost
Go
one
ahead.
last one time. Almost
Yeah. So
one
the
last
fourth
time.
year.
Hmm.
So the fourth year
Yes.
people, what can you tell about them? So what's the scenario that college is facing right now?
Okay, so it's pretty messed up because the UGC said that exams should go ahead, and we all believe that as a professional degree, there should be exams to end it at some point of time.
Yeah.
You can't certify someone without. Like, you can imagine it in both the cases. If it was like my style, where the final year counted, you would need the exam.
Right.
Fair.
And even in your style, where all the semesters count, it will be unfair if somebody doesn't get a last shot at getting their marks back.
True.
Like, take someone who's sitting at 6.74.
Hmm.
If this champion gets 6.9 or something, his average for his entire 4 years goes up to 6.75.
6.75. Yep.
Or whatever it is, gets a 7 pointer or something.
Yeah, but it
And this is
increases.
one of the scoring semesters because it's final project.
Hmm.
It's one institute elective, one department elective, and then your 2 or 3 regular subjects.
Right.
So it's more. A lot of people may be like, "What is he saying?" But I feel like this is one of the most scoring semesters you might ever have.
True.
Your final project counts for 100 odd marks, if I'm not wrong. And those are marks for free because due to the lockdown, no one could implement their project.
Right.
Anyone
yeah.
who took a hardware project is probably rejoicing.
So one of my friends' hardware project is in his locker right now.
We can retrieve it for him. कौन सा locker?
भाई वो बताया नहीं उसने.
No, we can open the lockers. Don't worry. We had to do. We usually empty out the lockers on the 30th of July, and we
And it's
all the items in lost and found, and we notify everyone through their HODs. Please reclaim what you want. Otherwise, we'll have to keep it in scrap.
बराबर.
So
जा रहा
yeah,
है आपका सामान रद्दी में.
there's this huge thing that okay, exams are being conducted now that everyone has digested the fact that they are going to be conducted. Then there's a slight matter of how are they going to be conducted.
Yes.
I still feel that MCQs are the best way to get this whole thing done and dusted.
Okay.
I mean, you wouldn't want to risk bringing 400 odd students into college to write exams on a daily or bi-weekly or tri-weekly basis.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no transport. There's no way they're going to come in from Bombay side. We have students from Bombay.
Yeah.
And some of them
Even
have
the
started
Boisar and
working.
Palghar ones are going to struggle, and it risks just become an epicenter of the infection again.
Right.
Yeah.
See, the problem in India is asymptomatic cases. It's not the detected cases. Somebody said that
Yes.
for every detected case, there might be anywhere between 27 and 52 undetected cases.
Right. Yeah, you saw this, right? The parliament opened the other day. I guess it was day before yesterday.
17 knocked out.
So it's 29. Today morning,
29?
my sister, she read the newspaper. She was like 29 cases. So that's how
It's pretty risky.
it's working. Yeah.
So MCQs are the best way, and what I feel is that for whatever syllabus was completed, 3 modules, you couldn't get a full question paper out of 3 modules. I can trust me on that. And neither can you get like 300 MCQs out of 3 modules. So you see where this balance is coming from, right?
Right.
Somebody has to still read the textbook for the MCQs, but somebody doesn't have to sit and take the effort of writing a paragraph and deriving
Right.
equations, doing all of that.
True.
Plus, if we wanted to be evil and put a lot of like arithmetic problems, you could do that with MCQs. Yeah, we give you a few values. You're supposed to know the formula. You have a scratch pad in front of you. Scratch it down and put down the right answer.
Yes. True. That's a good way of catching the students.
I think that's a very balanced way. Now, from the conducting point of view, getting a software to do all of this is pretty tough. Fortunately, we already have Google Forms.
Okay.
So that can be converted into Google assignments where you can
Right.
set a quiz, you can randomize it, and you can set your answer key and grade it.
Right.
The
True.
main key point here is that UGC wants all results declared by October 31st. We have to conduct all exams by October 17th.
17th.
Oh.
Yes. Results declared by 31st October. We have to conduct these exams by 17th and release the results on the 20th to the university.
Okay.
But if it's MCQs, you can just put in the right answers and you'll get to know the score straight away, right?
You're correct. You're absolutely correct about that. But there's one thing that you're missing out over here. The
Orals.
MCQs are taken with the college IDs that we have given.
Hmm.
We have to map these IDs to the hall tickets.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay.
So if I make one digit of an error,
Right.
name comes on the college. It no longer goes on Mumbai University.
Yeah.
And
True.
according to what the guidelines are, is that you have to have the normalization. So if I'm taking MCQ for 50 marks, but your paper was for 80 marks, my calculation ratio has to be set up in an Excel sheet for every single student.
Right.
And then, okay, there's rounding of error, there's this, then somebody's marks are late, somebody could not give the test, so he gave a retest, which marks to be considered. There's a lot of fine tuning that goes on behind.
The worst case scenarios, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, we have imagined the worst case scenarios. Last week, when we first got the announcement, all the HODs were sitting in the same room. It was like a war zone meeting.
Yeah.
You know that picture of Obama when they
Yes,
took out
yes,
the
yes.
Osama bin Laden?
Yes, yes, yes.
It
Hillary,
was
Obama,
that.
and all. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It was that. There is a huge whiteboard set up in the conference room that has post-its on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Full on.
Like we took half an hour out to put down every single task that had to be done, and almost 70 post-its came out.
Okay.
So
Like
you
different
know,
ones.
yeah, a lot of students are probably giving us crap, and they're like, "Arey MCQ, we have not got question bank, we have not got this. What will the syllabus be? हम लोग क्या करेंगे?" But conducting an exam when given responsibility of you students is much tougher than all of us imagined it to be.
True. Yes, 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 yes. You have to be accountable for everything, every
Yeah,
activity,
it's no
every
longer
task.
like it's a Mumbai University exam. So if university goofs up, your result will be declared for 1 year late, and you won't get your certificate for 5 years later.
Ah,
This has to be done by October 20th.
Yeah.
just a matter of a month now, almost like 5 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
So you
According
prepare
to
the
our
question.
schedule,
Sorry.
according to our schedule, the final year regular papers will end by 15th October.
Okay. Which is 1 month from now. So you have to
Yeah,
prepare it's the sample MCQs. You have to. Oh man, that's a lot of that's a lot of work.
and this
In a
is
very short amount of time.
in a very short amount of time. And this is if we work by ourselves. The issue is that we report to a cluster college or the lead college of the cluster. So then the university has asked for commonality over there as well.
Isn't it like the
Okay.
project isn't it like the project situation? You know, like एक ही बंदा काम कर रहा है, बाकी दो चिल मार रहे क्लस्टर में. वो लोगों को
Yeah,
कोई काम ही नहीं है. लेकिन लास्ट दिन पे आ जाते प्रोजेक्ट के.
it
It's
feels
the
like
same
that, but
situation.
I can't make anti statements.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course.
Yeah, it's
We are
But
not
then
blaming
again,
anyone.
but
Yeah.
then again,
St. John.
averaging out the commonalities and all. That's a law. That takes a lot of time, I guess.
St. John is going to change its motto to when we pass out, we want our following fellow cluster colleges to lower our casket one last time so they can let us down one last time. But yeah, getting the commonality, making sure that all the cluster colleges are on the same page is a huge issue. Like, I think the best example is in one of the meetings we suggested that exams not be held on Friday for Palghar and Boise.
Right.
There's a huge power cut. Even Vasai Virar suffers from it on Friday.
True.
But somebody else suddenly said, but we don't get power on Sunday. Someone is like, we don't have power at all throughout the afternoons on certain days.
Okay.
So how do you solve a problem like that? And we are
Right.
very, if I know that my students are not going to get power on Friday, I would not subject them to the torture of having a 1 hour exam and sitting to a 2 hour power cut.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So from that point of view, the college is also readying 2 labs of around 60-65 computers with adequate distancing. All of you guys know how large the college labs are. You can play T20 cricket in there and you'd still lose the ball. Yeah, there's going to be 2 labs set up for the students who may not have proper access to internet, proper access to devices at home, and may find it troublesome to give the exam from home.
Yeah, true. So in that scenario, okay, so fourth years, it's still very, pending situation for them yet. But most probably their exams will be online, MCQ format, and it will be the dates and the subjects will be posted by the college. So the other thing is the other batches, that is the first years, second years, and the third years, fourth years, right now, who are in college, they are feeling left out. They are like, हमारा क्या?
बराबर.
हमें कोई क्यों नहीं भाव
Internal
दे रहा?
assessment.
They have
So,
those siblings. You're like, yeah.
Because
Look,
all the
how's the
drama, all
scenario
the
there?
highlight is on the final year guys. So they are
they're
feeling
like,
left out.
I know. And why leave them out? We're going to give them internal assessment tests from 17th to 19th of September. It's in 8 days. Kids, if you are probably listening to this podcast, it's too late. You should have studied. And here's the deal. According to the university, we are free to conduct it in any form we want, which means online MCQ as it is.
Right.
But the marks will be counted towards the final marks of the semester.
Yeah.
So it's a wake up call. Like anyone who still thinks that it's online, ye nahi hai, wo nahi hai, please start attending. Please start getting into your lectures and start taking down notes. Nothing's going to change till December 100%. We know this is getting worse every day. So online is serious, and the university keeps sending us circulars as to what needs to be done with online. So please take online classes seriously. A lot of our professors are in college. 30% are in college every day, and they are trying their best to glorify what you could consider one of the most boring syllabuses you'll ever study.
100%.
Okay, like I had a word with one of the students, and they were like, "Sir, but the syllabus is boring. What, like the lectures are boring."
Fair point.
Then I
Yeah.
asked him. I called the student. I was like, "Look at it this way. It's Mumbai University." The kid starts laughing.
Of course.
Okay. The syllabus hasn't been changed in years. You're still learning 80855 ka microprocessor. Pentium Intel Core 10 generation has come out. Apple has gone from PowerPC to Intel to ARM.
Yes.
You're still on 80855. Then he starts laughing even further. Then I look at him like, see, there is no college in Bombay, and trust me on this, you guys can go and check and do this whole research. There is no college in Bombay where every faculty of every single department will be the best, most innovative teacher.
Right. So true.
Every college will have one good teacher or 2 good teachers in every department who will be pretty good with their teaching, and especially with online. But the rest are still learning. It's a very, very steep learning curve.
Right.
So that's how it is. And I feel that even in school, the response in school has been very good. Our attendance is past 90%, because the parents have accepted that, okay, there is no going to school for these kids.
Right.
And even we have accepted that even if the students come, we would probably have like only 2 or 3 classes on a certain day. And the next 2 days take it from home, a hybrid model. Because it's working fine. If an online schedule works fine for us now, a hybrid model can be easily blended in.
Right.
So one more problem that the kids had was, like if they are not going to college, why so much fees should we pay? Why is the fees so much?
That
like
is
the
one of the
fees is
things
normal.
that's trending. I mean, memes and all.
That's
being
one of
made
the
on
main
this.
main meme that came out. Like अब कॉलेज नहीं जा रहे तो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का पैसा नहीं भरना पड़ रहा है, तो हम लोग इतना पैसा क्यों भर रहे? Was the main question. So what is your answer to that? We're asking.
There's no answer. It's a very touchy topic on finance.
Right.
But one thing is there
So
that
if you can give the idea of finance, like how an institution just, functions, it's like not just one person's fees that's taken into consideration, right?
Yeah, it's not one person's fees that are taken into consideration. It's everyone's fees.
Yeah.
And I don't know if a lot of y'all have read the newspapers, but if you see the newspapers from last week, there are colleges inside Mumbai that are not paying their professors.
Yes.
And there are
Yeah.
well-known colleges. There are big names in that list. I don't want to take names. It was I felt very sad for these professors because there were some good ones over there. We have also been hiring during the lockdown. Can you imagine?
Wow. Okay. Yes.
We are a
We
net
saw the
we are,
we saw
we are a
those.
net
Right.
we are a net positive employment creator during the lockdown, which is very rare to hear.
Very, very rare.
And every single professor who has come to us from another college has said that we have not received a salary since March.
Oh. Okay.
So you then think about it like we think from an ethical point of view, we can't make people work for free.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Teachers will do it because of the love of teaching, but it's just wrong. You have to have
Yep.
compensation for paying. So we've been paying salaries,
Hmm.
and obviously there was a lot of noise from the students as to why do we have to pay fees, why do we have to this, why do we have classes online. Now let's put it this way. Um, you're going to pay X amount of fees. If all the regular students pay my fees, regular students, okay, general category,
Right.
I will only get 67 or 69% of my budget.
Right. Okay.
31% of my budget comes from the social welfare department of the government on average.
Okay.
Now, when all of us know how bad the government's financial situation is, I can't
Right.
tell the SC, ST, OBC
Does it come from the state or does it come from central?
State.
state.
वो तो भाई
But
वो लोग को तो खुद लोन लेना पड़ रहा है वो लोग
exactly,
कहाँ से पैसा देंगे
if the state doesn't get its money from central, where is going to give money within the state?
like that's a very important factor that you've just spoken about here.
A lot of
God.
students don't realize, oh, as an OBC, my fee is only 10%.
Right.
So the 10% of their fees is directly the examination cost.
Right.
Okay, the mandatory university gymkhana fee, library fee, whatever is university prescribed,
Right.
and the examination, okay, the exam, whatever it is. But the rest of their fee is supposed to come from the state government.
Okay.
Now, I can't go and fight with the state government and say that if you're giving me these students, you should give me this. Otherwise, my finance doesn't work out.
Right.
They will just tell me, why did you plan to start in the first place when you knew such students exist?
Right.
And the state government being state government, there are, how do you say, there are pending payments from the past 2 years as well.
That's surprising. Okay.
And when we get these pending payments, they're not with inflation adjusted.
Right. 100% true. Right.
So-
Yeah, true.
My compounded inflation over 2 years is around 7.5%,
Okay.
but I don't get the 7.5%.
They'll be like, इस साल का -24 जोड़ लो.
Oh man. Yeah.
So that's a simple mathematical lesson as to why this, why that. Now, there's another thing where people say that we are not using college infrastructure. We should not be charged for it. Now, you tell me, AICTE, UGC, DT, University of Mumbai, if I need affiliation, I have to show my full library.
True. Full
My
strength.
books
Yeah.
I need full strength books. And every year, I have to show an increase in 8 to 10% of books.
Right. Right.
There is no such notification come from them that has said this is a pandemic year, there will be no students in college, don't buy books.
Right.
And my question to some of the people is, okay, you're not using the library, what do I do? Like press delete library because you're not in college, and when you come back to college, just open up Minecraft and drop a library into college. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Like hibernate the facility.
Library.
Yeah. So
It's not as easy as it sounds. Like just reduce the fees or just minus.
Yeah, it's running an institution is it's not everybody, you have to look at it from a wholesome
many
perspective
factors,
rather than
right?
just it's not a one track thing, right? You are looking at it from your angle, sure, but look at it from 100 different angles, you'll see that something is justified.
Everybody
Or
is suffering.
if you
Everyone's suffering. Okay, it's not.
everyone is suffering,
See,
there's no doubt on that.
I guess students have this feeling, and people think like this because they think that education is a business. These institutions are a major source of earning or income, and I think that's where the resentment comes from. कि इतना पैसा आ रहा है तो इन लोग कमा रहा है, जेब में डाल रहा है, like income आ रहा है, लेकिन they don't mind, they don't look at the outcome or the outflow or the expenses that the institutions have to go through. How do you explain this?
Prashant, where is my Ferrari?
You have थोड़ा सस्ता वाला है Civic. It looks good
सस्ता
though.
वाला है. I mean, there's one more point where people say we're not using the college electricity. And I don't know if students have been following this in the papers. Last year, there was a court case put by Kevlani Mandal against
Achha.
Adani Electricity.
Oh, okay.
Educational institutions are supposed to be charged a special tariff.
Oh, surprising.
Surprising. They won the case.
Wow. Okay.
But apparently, Mahavitaran, MSEDCL, supplies power to us, did not get the memo.
अच्छा,
So,
उनको
we
सीसी में नहीं
continue-
रखा, ईमेल के सीसी में नहीं रखा.
एक तो आधा टाइम लाइट आता नहीं उधर, आधा टाइम जनरेटर चलाना पड़ता है,
हाँ.
ठीक है. उसके बाद उसमें भी टैरिफ नहीं दे रहे, तो मतलब क्या, मैं तो जाके झगड़ा करता हूँ उसके साथ, ऑफिस में जाके झगड़ा करता हूँ.
It's deliberate because if the judge would have notified all the power companies, then you would have a counter judgment and then you would have some high pressure
Proceedings.
case,
Yeah.
right, proceedings. So we pay an industrial tariff, surprising,
Wow.
not too. And because you are connected to a high load, okay, and this is a fair point. If you have a load above 50 kW or something, irrespective of how much electricity you use, you're going to pay 50% of the connected load no matter what.
अच्छा, okay.
So the campus is paying 50% electricity without a single student on it.
Right.
And it's not as simple as I just walk into Mahavitaran's office and say, oh, there's nobody, disconnect my power. They'll just disconnect the whole thing and I'll be living in the dark.
With all the
बिल
scrap
नहीं
and all.
भरा, बिल नहीं भरा, कटक. They don't even ask questions. It's very simple. That.
Ask questions.
Yeah. So you have to maintain the facilities as well at the same time.
There's maintenance of facilities as well. There's the staff. There's a lot of there's so many things, man. There's subscriptions that we have for the libraries.
Right.
There's regular wear and tear of devices. So, and a lot of things like were not foreseen. We completed the hall. We completed the auditorium. There will be a nice photo of it and there will be a video of the whole thing running. And we didn't expect that we wouldn't have the students. The original plan was always to complete the auditorium in time for the farewell on April 4th.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Eric is crying.
मेरे आँख से आंसू आ रहे.
Don't worry, Eric. We're gonna have a farewell on Zoom for your batch.
Yeah, I already told this guys, if you can't have a farewell, have a Zoom farewell at least. At
Yeah,
least
it's
do
pretty
to
easy.
karo.
I'm going to enter the meeting. I'm going to say farewell and click end meeting for all.
End meeting, khatam.
Like, so that's the situation there. So like, that's the fee answer for you guys, wherein you can debate
It's not
about
the
the fee.
answer. It's not the answer.
It's
I mean,
not the answer.
It's open for debate. But
Yeah.
it's just say it's tough and tight for everybody involved in this whole circle.
Right.
And especially not giving a fee, salary cut to the employees is kudos at this point. Especially you are hiring more people and providing jobs to some people who don't have any. That's a major plus point in this
because the
pandemic.
university doesn't come to you. The university doesn't come to you and say that, oh, you can, because you're teaching online, you can do with 20% less staff. They still need you to have the exact number of staff. So
Right.
all our posts are filled, and we might have to still hire another one or two depending on the labs and what is happening.
Right.
So yeah.
It's confusing times. I'll agree with all of you. The situation is bad everywhere.
So do you guys do these institutions and all, and I also wanted to include the governments, the state governments and the center. Do they have some sort of an emergency fund for all these situations, or how does it go about?
Prashant, is India known to be a country with a lot of planning? You do know that
fair
the
point.
government disbanded the planning commission, right?
Right. Niti Ayog, right?
Or Niti Ayog is a new thing, but it doesn't do its job well enough.
Okay.
So, I mean, a lot of people are forced to dip into their savings. They're breaking open their employment provident fund or their FDs.
Yes.
So I believe the situation is bad. The students are already being played like a tennis ball match.
Now, do you think the situation, the economics, I'm coming to the economic situation and we'll address the educational as well. Do you think this is going to get more worse? This is going to get worse?
We haven't hit the
It's going to
we
get
haven't
worse,
hit the death yet. We are now
The
going
peak.
to hit the crisis.
The
We've not
peak.
hit the COVID peak.
Okay.
It's not going to get
Trench.
So what
We're
is
going
this
to hit the trench
positive,
right now.
what is this confidence that all of us have, like the government also, the state government also? I don't want to drag them into this, but I don't think that most of us have a true sense of what's going on around, right?
Yeah, but I mean, come on. If you were like, look at us, okay? As we run the college, we are positive.
Okay.
If we show negativity from top down, what will the morale of everyone else be?
Fair point. Yeah.
But
So
fake
point.
positivity is different, right? Like, okay, positivism
They're
and
not
positivity is
taking
different.
At
They're not
least you are
taking
addressing. At least you are addressing the issue. At least you are addressing that
Yeah.
it's going to get worse. That there are problems, right? It's not like okay, there's nothing going on. Sab theek thak hai. 5 trillion or whatever it is, 5 ton trillion or whatever it is. At least it's not that, right?
Yeah. I don't comment on political matters.
Of course
I
not.
mean,
Yeah.
There are logistical challenges given the size of this country and given how ignorant our own fellow countrymen are. So there's only that much you can do before you want to put your hands up and be like, oh, people might be just stupid, so let's not. Let's just watch what's happening and try our best from our side. Yeah, that's the most you can say. And right now, if I'm just saying that if from top down, if they don't appear positive to people, at least appear positive.
Right.
But if they have to appear positive, they have to move on from Ria, right?
Oh yeah, they have to move on from there, man. That's wrong.
Like
It's
that.
been
It's
been
like
it's
When
been
we
3 months.
started this-
Yes.
started this,
Yes. The
that
day
was
before.
just in the news.
Yes.
The day before,
Right.
and we had a good 10-minute session on why mental health is important. But looking at how they demonize the entire thing,
oh my god.
And we also discussed
imagine
about the media.
You were
We
on
also
our
discussed
first
about the
episode.
media.
Yeah, you were on our first episode. That was 12 weeks ago. Okay, and that
Right.
was a day prior to that, his death happened. And it's been 12 weeks. And in this day and age, what news runs for 12 weeks? I'm asking that. Which news runs for 12 weeks?
I mean, think about
Corona
it. Okay?
ka news has not run for 12 weeks.
Exactly my point, Eric. If as a news channel I just keep saying Corona cases are so much, so many people are admitted, so many centers are opening, oxygen shortage is here. Everyone's going to be like, अरे Corona है, अभी 4 महीना हो गए, 5 महीना हो गए,
कुछ
6
नया
महीना हो गए.
लाओ.
Where is my TRP going to come from?
TRP going to come from. Yeah.
These people run it as entertainment more than news. And
Content
that's
creators.
Yeah.
Again, the same thing, the dopamine effect and all. The same thing that goes on.
Serotonin? No, dopamine. It's dopamine.
Dopamine. Serotonin is for stress, I guess. Something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of the news anchors has a lot of testosterone raging through his veins.
Oh, too much. Drugs दो, मुझे drugs दो. उसको सब drugs दे दो.
He was one of my he was my favorite journalist, my favorite
Wrong
news
with you.
reporter.
Prashant, I'm judging you now.
Please
No,
don't.
once
Please
upon
don't.
a time.
Come
Once
on.
upon a time.
I thought him
Once upon a
leaving Times Now or leaving that news organization was some kind of a small revolution in some sense. But then after he
The true
launched his
colours
new
came.
channel. Yes. And it was so sad. I mean, of course people judge me now. Of course they do. But
No,
that's...
once upon a time, he's a great orator, but as Prashant said in the previous episode, most of the things he says, he doesn't believe in it. I think he doesn't believe in most of the things that he says. He just says it for the money that's been given to him.
Yep. I don't want to discuss that.
Yeah, I know, of course.
It's better if we get back to speaking of
Education.
how we're going to torture the students with their MCQs.
I wanted to.
So, yeah,
so there was one thing that I wanted to address and talk about. So we had Roshan Vadasari, who is younger than us. I guess is like.
Did you listen to the
21.
episode?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So
Was it the Kung Fu?
No.
martial
He
art?
was not
Before
MMA.
that,
He
before
was
that. Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. Yeah, the trippy
Trippy
ice,
Okay,
maybe
the
that one.
fidget spinners.
I heard the martial arts one, and he was younger than us.
Yes, he's
Yeah,
younger than us. Yeah. This guy, Roshan, is also younger than us. He's an entrepreneur. He introduced fidget spinners to India, or India to
Ooh.
fidget spinners. Roshan Vadasari.
Nice.
To India, not to the world, of course, to India, and then he started printing all those 3D. He got all those 3D printers. He became an overnight
Sensation.
entrepreneur. You can
Entrepreneur,
say. Yeah. So he addressed one of these issues was that this batch, the Corona batch or the MCQ batch, will graduate by December or Jan, tops. Okay. Or maybe something around that. And the next batch is also set to graduate 3 or 4 months after that. Right? Like April, March or something. May.
You're right.
So when there's this massive unemployment throughout the world and more so in this country as well, how...
And also going out for studies, going abroad for studies as well. So
how do you think the market is going to get ready for such a huge flow of prospects or students or employees?
Or is it going to crash?
How do you think? Or most of them are going to be left unemployed?
The market
Again.
is not ready, and we dread this. Namdev
Yeah.
Patil meets me, calls me daily, and
Okay.
my first question will be like, Namdev, any good news?
Hmm.
It's always that, Namdev, any good news? And he's done a very good job. I do
Yep.
think that around 45 or 50 students have been placed during the lockdown.
Wow. That's good.
Exactly. So, I don't know why, but it looks like St. John seems to defy the convention. Not only are we creating jobs, but we're also managing to place students during the lockdown.
Okay.
And we had a con call with a few of our employers. There were at least 8 of them. We've had different sessions. We also had a word with Aptech.
Okay.
So Aptech has come back and told us that it promises us to place our students who have already taken the courses.
Right.
It's not like, okay, your batch is graduated, so we're leaving you in the dust. That's not going to happen. There will be opportunities provided till December.
Wow.
What a lot of students have been like, oh, we did the Aptech course and we didn't get a job or something. A lot of them have to realize that when their interviews were scheduled in March and the lockdown hit, a lot of these companies that were going to hire them have changed their working style.
Right. Completely.
Suddenly they found working from home, one guy has the output of 1.5 people.
Right. Yeah.
So if they had 5 positions, those 5 positions disappeared overnight.
Right.
But,
True.
But a word of advice from all our recruiters, don't be surprised if the average package being offered goes down.
Right.
It's not only us, it's every college that they've spoken to. There's a good chance the average package might go down. There's a good chance that you will have to work from home, and that's why your compensation is less.
Right.
I mean, think about it. Would you take 30,000 sitting in Mysore for a certain company, or would you take 25,000 in the comfort of your house?
Comfort of my house over everything. Yeah.
Rent free.
Yeah, rent free. Sure. Rent free, food free, so many things. Traveling, this and that. Yeah.
So your 25,000 goes way further in the comfort of your house than 30,000 outside your house. So
True.
I want students to realize right now itself, there's going to be competition between you and the next batch. You have a point.
Right.
They'll be applying till March. I want students to realize that if you're sitting on that 6.74, put your effort in these final exams
Right.
and go above that 60.
Yeah.
According to our TPO data, around 50 students will become eligible for placements.
From the current
They are
batch?
borderline cases.
Okay.
50 students.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
They're sitting at 58%. They're sitting at 59%. Go achieve that 7-pointer in this final MCQ exam. You will be
Right.
eligible.
Right.
Because for now, when companies have reduced hiring, they're all the more going to be picky and be like, oh, you don't have 60, out.
Yes.
You don't have 60 in your 12th standard, out. You don't have
Yeah.
60 in your 10th standard, oh, please leave. So it's going to be down to minute percentile differences, and there's nothing
True.
we can do about it.
They want the best. Sure.
They want the best,
Yeah.
okay? These are all large recruiters. So the smaller recruiters, all the small scale industries, man, they are wrecked.
Right.
They're absolutely wrecked. Production is not back up.
True.
You know, you read the economics times and they're like car output, car manufacturing, but that's
Yeah.
one sector, man.
कौन
Agriculture
चला रहा
and
है कार
car.
भाई? कौन चला रहा है कार? Like कार चल रहा है लेकिन nobody is buying cars at this point of time.
Car sales are through.
Are you buying cars?
We're not. But
Yeah. So, like last month in Chennai, only one flat sold. Like if in real estate, if you're looking at it, only one flat in whole of Chennai and Kolkata. What's that statistic? It's a metropolitan city, and how bad is the situation there that we have to go through this in this time? That only one flat in so many. I can't even count how many are there in Chennai and Kolkata together.
yeah, there could be an
So
inventory of at least 50,000, 60,000 flats in each
Easy.
major metro city easily.
Easy.
50 to 60,000 flats.
50 to 60,000 तो मेरे गली में इधर.
कौन
That's
सा
every
गली है?
Mumbai का गली is
कौन सा गली है? हाँ.
like roundabout.
You move to Ganpat Patil Nagar.
What?
गणपत पाटिल.
That's a nice economy.
Asia's largest.
Asia's largest.
No, it's
Asia's
world's largest. It's world's largest
It
now,
is
I guess.
world's largest. It is
Yeah.
world's largest.
How many years? I mean, Dharavi. I guess it crossed Dharavi in a period of
2008 or 2009 it was Dharavi. 2008 was Dharavi, and then post that was just GP Nagar.
GP Nagar, right? And it's not no chances of slowing down even after so many
Cases.
demolitions and all that was
Prashant
supposed
is
to.
just in your and my backyard, okay? So we can't complain too much about it.
yeah, of course. I wanted to ask you, now we are talking about these sectors and sectors which are doing bad, right? Like the automobile industry, these production sectors. Suppose if there are students who are just going to graduate and they have not got jobs, okay? They have not got placements and they want to try their hand in entrepreneurship. Of course, I do not know if this is a very good time to be at least a freelancer, a self-employed person or an entrepreneur. But what sectors do you see that are flourishing or that will flourish in the recent future, that might give some immediate returns for not even if
If he knew
immediate.
that, why would he tell?
Why would I tell? But why wouldn't I not want to help our students? I think there's a lot of potential for agro-tech.
Okay.
Okay, because this coming year you're going to have bumper output of your crops.
Okay. Why so?
Think about it, okay? Everyone has gone back to their villages. Everyone has
Right.
gone to agriculture. You're going to have a bumper output of your crops, and around 30% of India's output gets wasted.
Right. Every year.
So I know there's corruption. Okay, everyone will say the public distribution system, the ration system is corrupt and this and that. But if we think that maybe there's a platform we can create where you can get farmers' stuff to the buyers
Ab le lo.
in
Ab
a
le lo.
better way.
Yeah.
What?
Ablelo is an app by Roshan Vadasari again.
Yeah.
Roshan
So,
Motion.
so there's always space for more players in the market.
Yeah.
Amazon is not going to do this.
Yeah, sure. Of course not.
Okay. Big Basket is not
They-
going to do it.
Reliance is not going to do it.
GeoMart has a very terrible rating. Let's not go there. So maybe, like how you had the milk cooperative movement for Amul, the cooperative movement but for veggies. And I don't know, maybe it will ensure a fair price for the farmers. Maybe it will ensure that lesser food gets wasted down the food chain line. That's one.
But that's also on politicians as well. A lot of politics as well there. So it depends there as well, right?
There is. But you've always
There is
got
so
to
much
try
ration. Yeah, there is so much ration still left in the godown. They won't let it out. Because
Yeah,
it's
because for
they
them, instead of
need.
distributing for free, if you distribute it for 5 rupees a kilo, you'll still make some money better than no money.
Yeah, but they'll let it, keep it there, and they will let it
Rot.
get wasted. That's
Exactly.
the biggest
So
concern there. Yeah,
how do you develop logistics chain systems? How do you push
Independent
yourself
logistics.
forward
Yeah. Hmm.
and
correct.
try to avoid these kind of scenarios? That's one.
Hmm. Hmm.
Two, I know a lot of edutech firms are hiring.
Okay.
Eric, our champion. Eric holds the record.
920, 922 million since the time I joined. They have raised 922 million,
Last week also they raised, right? Last week
500 million.
from
Exactly. Look at Eric. Eric not only
Silver
set
Lake.
the record
Yeah,
for the
sir.
highest package of a student in the history of St. John.
Really?
No, before me, Shivang got it. Shivang
Okay.
Sharma got it.
But the
He was
same
also
package.
from my. Yeah, same package.
Exactly. So it's a joint record and it's proud. And look at him. Before he joins the company and they're raising even more money.
Right.
So
Like, yes, since the time I was in training, they have raised so much money, like almost $1 billion, and they have acquired White Hat Junior, which is for 300 million.
Oh,
So
really? They have acquired
White Hat
White Hat
Junior
Junior.
is acquired by Byju's,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, man.
they
And I think
there's no
White
stopping
Hat
that
Junior,
guy.
White Hat Junior has a very good concept. Okay, it might be a bit of pressure, but it has a very good concept where it is only hiring ladies.
Okay. Right. Hmm.
So there, Namdev sir has found a vacancy for around 30 positions opening,
Wow, that's cool. That's
and it's been passed on inside. I don't know how many of our students have applied for it, but it's an open opportunity.
Yeah. There's a lot of hiring going on in White Hat Junior.
It's
Yes.
30 to 45,000 per month from the comfort of your home.
Yeah, but
Wow.
also remember that when you are getting paid 30 to 40,000 in this period, get ready to work your ass off as well. Okay, they make you work in that way. So don't think that it's going to be easy. A stroll down the park.
A walk in the park,
It is
yeah.
tough. It is. It's not if it's a big company out there, they are going to make you work, because if you are number one, there is some price to you pay for that. And
White Hat
if you
Junior is
love
the
working
best.
there.
Choose only the best to teach their students. They want to maintain the consistency of what they're teaching.
100%.
Right. Hmm.
So either they hire or they fire. Their policy is very quick. They are like hire, fire very quickly. They're like, we want only consistency. Mediocrity is not sustained there. So that's what I've learned, and I have to adapt to it very quickly here, because when you want to relax, you start your day at 9:30, end at 10 in the night, and still you have to put your reports in and stuff. It becomes tough for a time being, but if you get the hang of it, you'll start enjoying. Depends on the team and the environment around you. They also help have a big impact to play in that.
And you also remember that there's no longer like office activities or HR
Yes.
doing activities that are physical and fun.
Yeah.
Like there will always be a Diwali celebration in your office. There'll always be Raksha Bandhan celebration. You'll have a
Or
Christmas
something or
celebration.
the other, HR will bring in. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's also not
HR does that. HR does that to keep things going. How do you do that? How do you do that for employees working from home? Like the only thing you can do is send them a nice card on email and say thank you and you're doing a good job and all of that. And
Right.
Here the thing
that's
is,
how
they
it
give
is.
more money. That's the main thing. Like, ये करो, ये और पैसा मिलेगा जाओ. ये करो और पैसा लेके जाओ. That's their main motivation. So they're like, take it.
It's like
Yeah.
the fish. It's like the fish. You're going fishing, but the bait is attached in front of the fish, so the fish swims faster.
Yeah.
Right.
And just one more point there, just if anybody is applying for Byju's, don't worry about language. They take language is not an issue, because they want Hindi speakers, Marathi speakers, because they want to get into regions where education, it's not just first tier city, it is third tier, fourth tier cities are the main focus for them right
So
now.
they are also
Because-
focusing on vernacular or regional languages as such?
Yes.
Wow,
Yes. So
that's
if
good.
you have a thick Marathi accent, also if you have a thick Hindi accent, if your English is not great, you need to know basic English.
Communication
That's
skills.
okay. Communication skill, but you have to be just confident enough you have to be very confident when you're speaking. Like
Right.
you have to be able to convince the customer. A salesman doesn't require language. Basically, a salesman requires confidence. So
Confidence
that's
in
what it is, okay? And so that's what one suggestion I'll give you. If you're going into an interview with Byju's or any other app, Vedantu, Toppers, Upgrad, any of them, if you're going into an interview there, just be confident and don't look at the communication skills. मुझे English नहीं आता. They will take you because most of the times I have to speak in Hindi and or Marathi. My Marathi is so bad, but I still put on an effort and try and pull it out there. And so that's one suggestion from my side, who
Reminds me
just
of
got something.
Eric is turning out to be a very good ambassador and a educational consultant of sorts. He can help out people.
No,
Eric
I'm just
reminds
saying
me-
because
Eric reminds
Byju's
me-
is hiring in bulk.
Of course, yeah.
When
It's
my
a good
Marathi
opportunity.
is not good, Eric reminds me of that Paresh Rawal scene in which he goes and screams "Kashi hai."
Hey, kashi aaye?
Yeah, exactly that scene. But it's good to know. Like, another thing that's going to happen is the gap between getting out from college and being a professional is
Yes.
reduced by
Yes.
a lot.
Okay.
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 It's online training, so the training video is uploaded. Please watch the video. You know what to do. Our team leader will contact you. Your work starts tomorrow.
Right.
Ah.
So quick.
So that step up in speeding to professional life is going to be a huge challenge.
Yep.
And I'm not saying Palghar people or Boisar people or Danu people, but the whole definition of professionalism has changed.
Yeah.
So even while we
कच्चे
are
में बैठ के
figuring-
काम कर सकते हैं. That's the definition of
you guys remember
professionalism.
that, Eric, you remember that last year Namdev sir, when Jude sir was there and me, we all sat and took vivas and personal interviews for all the students.
Yeah.
So right now, Namdev and me are still figuring out when can we do that now for the next upcoming batch, and we have to do it online.
Yeah, just take it.
So-
Just take it. Just don't think about anything. Like, don't tell them to wear formals. Like, just tell them to wear a shirt.
No,
That's
it's not
all.
that.
Then just
It's not that. It's about online etiquette. So
Right.
we're going to do a pilot with around 15 to 20 students, and we're going to see what are the
listen to the third episode. Listen to the third episode.
yeah, Craig.
That Craig gives. There are some advices on his YouTube channel that you should watch about online etiquettes.
True.
That helped me too in my interview. So it's been a long discussion. I guess it's been almost
Absolutely.
1.5 hours almost. So
You
thank you so
guys
much,
have
Aldridge, for
a great
joining us
dinner.
again. What?
Absolutely, my pleasure. Did you guys have dinner?
Yes. No.
Prashant
I
hasn't had
didn't
dinner.
have. I didn't have. I had some good. Steak. What do you call it? Seek kebab.
What steak?
No.
I was
Seek
like
kebab.
steak.
I heard steak.
Seek kebab. I said seek kebab. Why don't?
Prashant, that is exactly how you get a mob outside your house.
Sorry.
That's how a mob comes outside your house. And you have given out your address as well.
I
So-
haven't publicly admitted to a lot of things. So only a calf.
Why is it that we always have to have one terribly inappropriate statement
Like
made in
the previous recording, the one joke that isn't coming out is between us. So
you can
the
put
room
that
for-
as you can put that as the teaser of this.
yeah.
Can put that as the
We-
teaser.
We'll surely try that. So thank you so much, Aldridge, for joining us on this
and
episode
saving
of Charcha
and
with the
saving
Chichaas.
our podcast from running out of content. So
Yeah,
And
and bringing more
the
viewership
tracking.
as well, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's there. That's always there. All right.
Thank you.
So take care.
Yeah. So thank
I
you so
will
much
see
for
you
joining
after- I
on
will
this
see you
episode
after
of
the exams get
Charcha
over.
with the yeah. Like
We'll
you
have-
took out your time out of your hibernation. Post 7 p.m. Aldridge is in hibernation mode. So
What is wrong with you, man? We've just had a very busy 2 weeks. And
So
And
your
post
schedule,
7 PM,
your schedule in college is the same as it was post lockdown, or has it changed now? You get some more time, or you're more busier now?
it's the same amount of busy. There's always something that comes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whenever you plan your day, you have to make sure that there's always around 45 minutes free because something comes up as always.
Right. Right.
Not necessarily we have a Houston, we have a problem type of place, but okay, this process can be improved, or this is something that we need to look into. So a discussion always comes out over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So guys,
I feel
yeah.
once your exam gets over, all the guards will have to line up and give you a salute once you go out.
That's called the guard of honor, maybe something like
The
that.
guard of honor, yeah.
Zoom guard of honor.
Zoom guard of honor. Heil Hitler.
Then I'll come in April just to take the guard of honor. Okay, I'll just come in April. Okay, like, जब तक vaccine आएगा, I'll come that time and take the guard of honor.
You'll have to be on the laptop, and we'll have to walk through with the laptop through the guard of honor and be like, okay, finally, Big Raji has left the building.
Oh man.
Like, this is so much fun. Thank you so much, Aldridge, again for joining. So guys, do follow us on our Instagram page. That's Charcha with the Chichaas. And also do follow us on Twitter. That's CWC_pod. So guys, that was it from me and Prashant.
For promotion, for even you can follow Aldridge on his Instagram, on his.
You can hit him. You can give him a follow request, but he won't accept it because he hasn't accepted mine yet.
That's a shame. He has accepted mine. So, cool. Yeah. So.
You know what's the difference?
Tell me.
Ex-student,
Yes, past.
present student.
Yeah. I knew that. That was going to be the problem. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So guys, that was it from this
It's
episode.
only a matter of 1 month and 2 days.
So guys, that was it from this episode of Charcha with the Chichaas. Your
Absolutely.
discussion adda.
Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Good night.
And cut.